Hello everyone, my name is Stanisław Frejlak, I am professional one dan. We are commenting games from the London Open 2022. This is the fifth round between Chun Fang and Yaoling Yang. Chun Fang was a big surprise in this tournament. He kept winning against the strongest players, and now he plays Yaoling. And in my opinion, this is the most interesting game of the whole tournament, like from the first board. So already in the beginning, Yaoling plays this move, and it's an interesting choice. Instead of playing a Joseki extension, 3 space, black plays elsewhere, but not completely elsewhere. If black plays on another side, then white will surely come and attack the 2 stones of black. However, this move still invites white to come, but if white does, then actually the stone which black just played will be a great help in the fight. So it's a difficult choice for white. Should white attack black stones, or would it be taking a bet? Well, of course it's possible to play elsewhere, and for now white doesn't want to go into the fight and approaches black's corner. And here we have an interesting Joseki. Chun Fang likes this move. This attachment is a bit unusual, but of course, like any other move which is going out, it is a possible way. Black hunted from inside and white cut. And actually this leads us to a variation which is very often met in a different order. Corner approach, then this pincer, and then attachment and cut. It's a Joseki, and we will see how to play it. There are some modern variations which we have in the era of AI. Black extends, white plays a pressing move. What is the meaning of these moves? Well, extension is clear. After crosscut extend, this is a proverb. And white would like to capture black's stone, but it's not possible. But if white gets some support, well, then later this move looks very, very strong. So white presses, but black doesn't want to fall into a trap. And the next move is very stylish. Black plays this Kosumi, which is doing a few things at the same time. It is helping black's stone. It is creating a continuation at B. Also, of course, it will be possible to capture the other stone, but it won't be needed if we capture the stone on the side. And very importantly, it looks at a weak point of white's shape. But the prize for it is the corner. So white captures the corner, black captures the stone, and white adds a move. This is a Joseki. However, when black has that corner and moreover some other stones, the direction of play is very good for black. So this Joseki on such a board is considered a little bit better for black. On the other hand, white has so much sure territory. White can think of other stuff, but this is the most common move, and then white needs to play this one. Yeah, so we get into this Joseki. And then where should be black's next move? It's very stylish again. I was thinking, well, either about extending finally, or about maybe approaching that lonely corner. But black plays a move which tries to enclose the box. And we can see the attitude of black. Again, black doesn't want to just add a move. Black wants to invite white to pincer, and then the fight will be even more difficult for white because black has already 2 stones from the other side. Nevertheless, white played this move, and for now black plays elsewhere. I was a bit surprised about this choice because I think that now white can just continue. I am not sure if this was good for black that this exchange appeared on the board. But white didn't want to ignore black's corner approach. White answers, and then again an interesting move of black. I wouldn't play this one. I thought that black will jump and press white, so try to get an influence and then play the Moyo game. This move is also influence oriented, but it is located on the side which is the most boring because white is strong here. There is not much space to take any territory, so white will just go out, and then what will black do? Will black take influence to this side? Doesn't make much sense, but probably black aims at doing something else, and for sure black also thinks about the corner invasion. In the game, white played yet another move This game is full of interesting moves. This is again a bait. White hopes that black hits the weak point of the shape, and then the fight starts. And actually this fight might be difficult for black. White has the corner, black stones are separated, so black doesn't do it. Instead, black just goes into the corner. Then white takes that direction, it's more interesting. I don't know, like this, let black connect. Well, I am a bit unsure about whether this exchange can be considered good for white, so it's natural that white chooses that direction. Then white bumped, played the tiger's mouth. Maybe white is hoping that black extends, and then black is forced into taking that uninteresting side. But black chooses a different thing. Black plays in the corner, and now black will not add this move, because even if white plays here, black connects, black is completely alive. Even if black doesn't answer, black is still alive, and also this move doesn't put any threat. Maybe the group was safe even without the move in the corner, but now it's surely safe, and black will not continue. I thought that maybe at this point white can ignore, because the stones were placed already in the corner, no group of white is in danger, and alright, it's possible that black cuts here, and it's a lot of points, but the group on the outside has a good shape, it will manage, like, I don't know, maybe here and whatever, or maybe don't even play. And white's move doesn't also put pressure on black's group, because black's group is completely alive in the corner. So instead of playing this move, maybe I would play on the top. White plays this one, and then black gets the first move on the top. I thought that maybe it will be this move and let white run, but black puts more pressure with this one. And yeah, it's not easy for white now. Should we play a move like this? There is a cutting point. I don't know if black would use it. Maybe it doesn't make much sense to use it right now, but then how about hitting the vital point of the shape and threatening the cut? If it goes like this, white doesn't have a base, black does, and black can still attack white. On the other hand, if we get enclosed, well, we will need to somehow make life, and it seems like there is no threat that we die, but black might get a lot on the outside, and it will be helpful if black will finish inside and then get another move, maybe somewhere in the center. Black will get a lot of territory. White jumps. This of course makes sense, because then it's difficult to enclose white. And the next black move, again, you can see that a thought is put into it. What would you think? How would you play? Jump out? Probably white also jumps out. I don't know what exactly to expect. Maybe a fight like this, but maybe it doesn't make sense for black to cut immediately, so probably rather black will continue to jump, white will also jump. Maybe black wants to enclose, but is it possible? Wouldn't black get into trouble with this? So black chooses a move which again encourages white to help black. This one. This shape is cuttable. It feels so natural for white to go through and cut. But then black gets exactly what black wanted. Black enclosed white, and I don't know where the next move exactly should be. Maybe this one. White is in trouble. Maybe white can answer calmly, but then again, this exchange surely helps black. I'm not sure if now already black can enclose white with such a move, or maybe black should rather continue somehow and later play an enclosing move. So white is not sure what to do, and white is worried about the group. And now there happens continuation from which we could learn a lot. So up to now the position is basically even, because no one really made any mistakes. But now white is in danger, white's group is almost enclosed, and white certainly starts feeling uncertain. And white wants to stabilize the group. Certainly white doesn't want to die with this group. And in such situations, we are very likely to play slack. So in the game, white attached. This is a probe to make a base. Black plays from above. It goes like this. well, maybe white has a little bit more of a base than before, but black got much stronger in that corner. And also white kind of lost a theoretical way out with this move. But white was looking at this move, thinking about it, and decided that no, white cannot play like this because it's way to nowhere and the base will be not there, so maybe we die. It's better to not play anything. If white's plan is just to make life now, then that's certainly too slack. Then certainly black is happy with all what black gets on the outside and the pressure black can put on white's top left corner. So now white chooses a different move. White goes down. Interesting choice. If black answers, then now white feels better about the corner and white will probably continue with some escaping move. But in the game, black pushes, so gets more strength on the outside so that it's more difficult to escape. White ants a move, but then black finds a very strong tesuji. Black goes in, and white cannot really cut like this because black gets too much. I don't know if these stones die completely. Maybe they do. Maybe they even die. So not an easy situation for white. White needs to swallow it, play from below. This means that it was useful to make this exchange, even though it looks bad because it's inside versus the outside. But if black can push in and create cutting points in white's shape, then it's not good for white. Then white connects. So now white uses this move and finally the group is safe. But because of the cutting points, black can get something on the outside. Black pushes, cuts, and then atari, 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 atari. Black gets all this outside and adds a move. So who is this result good for? Well, black destroyed completely white's potential on the left side and black got strength. Yeah, white connected, but it would be an incorrect way of looking at the game if we say that, oh, this group is in deep trouble now. In fact, it has so many ways to run, and better not to just get scared and try to certainly find a way to live as fast as possible. But it's very difficult to fight with this urge, because if we are a bit too careless, then we might die and then the game might finish very fast. But one thing which we can clearly see is that if it all finishes this way, then these exchanges are very bad. White doesn't need them at all. They only strengthen black, and white doesn't need them to make life because white just connected. So if white's plan was to go down and maybe connect, then white should do it now. Then later white has much easier way of entering black's moyo if black is not so strengthened as in the actual game. And black has an advantage. It's not a big advantage. Black got a bit better position because of some bad exchange of white and then managed to destroy. But on the other hand, white has also a lot of cash. But how can white win at this moment? If black encloses all of that, then black can have easily 50 points, right? 50 points here. And then another few points here, so it's already like 60 plus the corner 70. And white has how much? Maybe in this corner white can count on 20 points, then here another 10, 20 plus something, let's say 25, 45 plus a potential here, 50. So we count 50 for white plus Komi, 56, and for black, 60, 70. So for sure, white needs to not let black get all of that on the right side. But on the other hand, black has already so many stones and it's difficult to enter. We play here, black will play from the outside. For example, this group dies. Probably we cut, or maybe we start with a reducing move. It's still a bit scary that black plays from the top, but a scary variation is what we want in such a position where we are at a disadvantage. In the game, white plays this Atari, and of course this move has a big value, but it's not center. Black doesn't need to connect. Black can just make an exchange and then enclose. black sees that black has an advantage, and that's why. Okay, then a few exchanges. White tries doing something, and well, still capturing this stone must be bigger than just playing a move on the border of two areas in the center, because white cannot enter far. The only thing white has is a very strong group, and black also is strong everywhere. So who plays two more moves than the opponent in the center doesn't matter that much for how much who will have in the center at the end of the game. On the other hand, capturing a stone is cash at hand, a few points here, and then also a big potential on the bottom. And in the game, black gets this move, and there is also a bit of a weak point in white's shape. Yeah, white doesn't answer yet. And now we have an interesting combination by white. White finally tries to utilize that probing move, and actually it works. Like at first you might look at the position and think that it didn't work because white didn't get far. But the truth is that white reduced, I don't know how we would say, 5 points on black's territory in center, like compared with a variation in which black chooses some very brave move like this and then still manages to kill white. Let's say, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe white still dies. And then in the actual game, black has 5 less points. This matters a lot, because even if black had an advantage, it doesn't mean that if black just loses 5 points, the advantage is still there. So we need to be very careful and always choose the strongest moves in such a game. For now, white doesn't take that. White tries to put pressure on this group of black. It seems to me that white kind of felt that this is the only chance to still pretend that that group is weak. That's why white played this move instead of that. But in fact, the group of black is pretty strong. So white will play some moves. Now white chooses this one and splits black. But it's very easy for black to stabilize the group, to get 2 eyes. And then the fact that white split black doesn't give points by itself. So maybe this was an incorrect, like white had a chance to capture the stone, and maybe even better to play this move oneself and force black to play a connecting move in the center, or just care about the bottom side because it's actually quite big. Alright, in the game the shape is like this. White puts pressure on black, but black decides that the group lives and black can even play elsewhere. By the way, very interesting move again. This one by black, right? So this one tries to create energy. If white answers from the outside, a naturally looking answer, then black is able to kind of create life in the corner. Like, I think this is a good start. And then at least a call. If white captures the stone, then black can cut off 2 white stones. White didn't want that and plays this move, and it might seem that black's exchange doesn't make sense, but once black plays this move, we understand that black can get something out of it. White was afraid to play any hane, because then black is likely to use the stones in the corner even more, or this hane, then if white tries to fight, then white's shape might be in trouble. So that's why white plays a very solid move. But of course it gives black something on the outside. White even adds another move. Maybe it's needed, yeah. Because if not, then black plays here. This would be a very good exchange for black. And if white doesn't answer, then there is a problem. Yeah, so white answer move. And then also black tries to play the strongest move possible. Instead of jumping, black attaches. Hopes to get even more points. White fights back. And in the end, yeah, black manages to get more points, but white gets an influence in the center. And now we could try to count points, and here we have 50, right? 4 stones inside and 6 stones of black, plus a few, let's say 55. Then on the bottom black has 20, plus a few, let's say 25 again, it's 80. and then a few points still somewhere there. And white, 10, up to here it should be 20, counting the captured stones. Then maybe 30, counting the top. 46, 48, 58, here we have a rectangle. Maybe up to 75. So white needs to get 5 points from the central potential, more than black, because black will also get something from the central potential. And actually it sounds like a difficult task. When we have strong shapes in the center, both players are likely to get roughly the same. And often it would be roughly 0, because enclosing points in the center is difficult. So let's just look how it went. White pushes, then big move, yeah. Then black connects, and then white tries to enclose the center. Black, on the other hand, tries to enclose his shape, and then plays this a bit sharp move. Well, it seems that white encloses more, but surely the players counted points and white realized that if it goes like this, then black wins the game. And at this moment there is no way to change anything, because only very small endgame is left. So white goes for a sharper variation. White tries to destroy black's potential, and white manages to do so, which might look like a success, but on the other hand, black manages to destroy white's potential. So in the end, just as I said, in the center, both players get roughly 0 points. Yeah, white got 4, but black went in quite far and gets initiative. And at this moment, the game finishes. Black has an advantage of like 10 points, so white resigned. What went wrong in this game? Well, I think that this variation on the top, like maybe if white doesn't create those weak points in his shape, then it's easier. Or maybe after this, white can still be brave enough to go out, but certainly white was concerned that the group on the top might die. It's very difficult to fight with such a concern, but actually, usually there is a way to live with a group if there is so much space. The lesson which we can take for ourselves from this game is that once one player plays this capping move and the other players feels that they're about to be enclosed, then the other player is very likely to play a bit slack, like these exchanges. Maybe after this move, instead of extension, white can play Hane. And why doesn't white do it? Well, it's not completely clear what will happen afterwards, but Hane looks like a stronger move and it might be much better. On the other hand, what happens if black goes like this? Well, maybe then white loses the stones on the top. That's true, but on the other hand, white can get a lot on the other side. So I don't know. Can white hope, for example, for this cut? It's all quite difficult. And that's why white doesn't choose it, because white thinks that he has a lot at stake. And that's how we start making mistakes when we get enclosed. The Moyo strategy of black worked. Black actually secured a lot of points, and black won this game. That's all. Thank you for listening. See you in the next review. Bye bye.